I previously used the term selfie therapy, and I wanted to come back and talk a little bit more about that. Selfie therapy is a term that I came up with to describe what so many people are doing on online. They're doing it on different platforms, but it's people sitting alone talking to their cameras. I know. Sounds familiar, huh? All right. Well, yeah, I have joined the selfie therapy group, evidently. Um, but it's a very different thing that people are going to talk to their cameras to broadcast to the world their issues, their problems, their complaints, their life's tragedies, the to share their dreams, and to share more spectacularly, they're sharing their failures. They're talking about bad dates, and they're talking about bad relationships, and they're talking about their own challenges with personal and financial management, their failures to get the job they want, their failures to achieve dreams that they wanted. A lot of this is a result of so much stuff online. Social media. Social media allows people to portray their lives in a particular way. And there are a lot of people who, looking at their social media, they've got it all going on. They've got it all figured out. And they are living these spectacular lives. They're doing nothing but traveling and having fancy dinners and hanging out on yachts with friends. And all the while they're snapping selfies of them doing that to share with a world of interested strangers. I was going to say disinterested, but it's not correct. It's we got a lot of people that are interested in that. And so these things blow up, they go viral. And then average people, the average folk, think that this is a lifestyle they want to achieve. Dadgummit, that's my phone again. The prevalence of these things on the internet, on social media, of people showing the highlights of their lives, all the positives. And it is glamorous. And to normal, average people that are watching, particularly young people, they see this as something they want to emulate. But what they don't see is, they don't see what's happening behind the scenes, or they don't see the work that's been done for people to achieve these successes. It's not automatic. It's not instantaneous in most cases. We talk about viral clips and people blowing up and being discovered. And we hear about people making crazy money on the internet, crazy money on social media, crazy money selling their personal pictures, talking to their cameras, and anything else that's getting people's attention and drawing people in to watch, follow, subscribe, and share. I threw that in there. Thank you. What people want, and it's understandable to want it, but you have to realize that it's not realistic. They want instant reward, instant fame, instant gratification. People cannot imagine, young people today, I guess we're talking about millennials and Gen Zers, as I keep hearing them being called online. And I've met a lot of them. I've talked to a lot of them. And they have no interest, no desire. There's no glory. There's no attraction to working 9 to 5 every week. Going to a job, which may be repetitive, may be boring. It's not what you want to do. It's not where you want to be. But to imagine doing that every day, Monday through Friday, for 40, 50, 60 years, they cannot imagine it. They want no part of it. And That's understandable. It doesn't sound attractive. No, it doesn't. But when I grew up, and I'm from a different age, I'm a Gen Xer, to clarify, uh, I wanted a job. I always wanted a job. I always had a job. And even when I had a job I didn't like, I never left it until I had a replacement job secured. There were some jobs that I despised. There were some places that I didn't like working. Sometimes it was the job, sometimes it was the people I was working for or working with. But still, because I had responsibilities, meaning financial responsibilities, paying bills, having a lifestyle, putting food on the table, and supporting a family, no matter how much I disliked it, I never walked away from a job until I had another one to walk into. And there was never another option. Excuse me, not that there was never another option, but I never considered anything else. I found myself in a government job. And I did a string of government jobs over the course of 30 years. And some were interesting, some were boring, some were annoying. And it's not working in a steady job. There was no way I was going to strike it rich, be discovered, go viral. We didn't even use that back then. If someone talked about something going viral back then, it was a whole another problem happening. Think pandemic. So I never, and I'm assuming that a lot of other people of my age and older, you never thought about not working. It was never something that we could afford to do. Even the idea of retirement is something that it looks a long way out and takes a whole lot of planning. And speaking on retirement, the idea of retirement is something that's fairly new to the human race, and it's something that only happens in a very small number of places in the world. The United States, a big thing is retirement planning, retirement investing, saving, to be able to eventually have enough assets accumulated that you can stop working every day, or you can stop working completely, or you can stop working except when you want to and to do the things you want to, like what we call today a side gig. But most places in the world that you might travel or you might not travel, people work from the age that they can work until they can no longer work. There is no concept of retirement. In many places, it's a struggle every day. And you're just trying to complete a job, find a job, make the money to feed your family for that day, pay whatever bills you may have, your rent, take care of your family, your kids, and then you start over again the next day. And people do this their entire lives. If they live 80 years, they're working 80 years, or they're working 70, 75 years. Because in many places, even the children start out, even though they're just doing little cleanup jobs or hawking chiclets on the side of the road or something like that. But the thing is, it's to be able to accumulate the assets and also to have a system like we have in the United States of social support, where if you lose your job, it's possible to get an unemployment check. If you're unable to work because of an injury or illness, you can get a disability check. If you can't pay your rent, you can get in some type of sponsored housing. What's it called? It has some type of housing assistance. And there are food stamps And there are food giveaways. What do they call those things? Um, Shucks, I can't think of what it's called. But when they will bring a big truck in and they'll give out food to feed you and your family when you need some assistance. So we do have a lot of social support. Our system is set up to help people who can't work or have a break in work. And this is something that is not available everywhere around the world. Some places may have additional systems, like, some places have social medicine. We don't have that in the United States. Here, it'd be nice to have something like that we all chip in. I've heard of some programs like that. A lot of them are like based around churches or religious groups. But it's a program where people get in and everybody contributes. And then when there's a need, they address a need comes up with a member or a member's family member. Then they can address it. I like that idea. We should probably have more of that. If we could get something sponsored by the state, yes, it would raise our taxes for those of us who pay taxes. It would raise the taxes, but it would be a positive thing. It's too easy for someone to have a medical event, an accident, or illness that can tragically and drastically change your life. And I'm talking about financial life. A single medical event could potentially throw your whole entire plan, your financial fitness, into turmoil. It could decimate it, be destroyed. So, yeah, I'm not a socialist by any means, but I've always been a believer in insurance. I think I've mentioned insurance before talking to you. But this would be a form of social insurance, like we have Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid, some things like that we do have in the United States. But I think I've got off on a tangent here. Where was I going before? All right, I find it, I have a lot of mess rolling around in my brain like a loose bag of marbles. So it's easy for me to get off track a little bit. But I was starting out talking about the selfie therapy. And so let's focus on that for right now. The selfie therapy is what I'm doing right now. Rather than talking to my cat, I'm taking a little break and talking to you via my camera, via the internet. Now, if nobody else likes it, I can definitely tell you that my cat thanks you. She gets too much of it. You should see the way she looks at me. As I'm yammering, and talking, she just is very expressive with her eyes, and she looks at me as if I imagine she's saying, "What the hell are you doing? I don't know what you're saying, and I'm not going to answer you. I can't help you. I can't respond." But anyway, now I'm talking to you instead of a cat. So, break for her. Sucks for you. Haha. Oink, oink. So, let me get on in here. And selfie therapy is a thing. It's a real thing. I'm doing it right now. Haha. But whether it's helpful, I don't know. Actually, you know what? A lot of times, for me personally, talking helps. I can think of many times in my life where I just needed to put something or some things out, get them out, talking. Whether I talk to someone that I knew or not used to talking to a camera, but talking is therapeutic. I've experienced that myself. But there's another side of this, and it is the viewer on the other end. I have been watching a whole lot of YouTube the last couple of years, and a lot of stuff I watched has been seeking information, and I have found great comfort to see that there are a lot of people out there who have similar ideas, similar views, similar life experiences, and that I can relate to them, and I believe they can relate to me because of the similarity of things that we've gone through. So, selfie therapy is a real thing, and it works for both sides. You're not paying a therapist to talk to one-on-one. Maybe this is easier. I've never seen a therapist, believe it or not. Oink, oink. But I think I know this is good as a viewer, as a consumer of it. It has helped me. It strengthened me. And so what my idea is now by doing this is I'm sharing, but I'm also hoping that there's a recipient or recipients out there that will be receiving my message and be able to interpret my ramblings into something that might be useful. If I could help someone, if I could make someone feel a little more comfortable because they realize that they are not alone, even though we may be separated by much space. This cyberspace allows us to find a connection and to find some comfort. It doesn't change our situation. It doesn't change what we're going through or the experiences we've had, but it can change your perception of things. It can make it easier for us, all of us, to know that we're not alone, that we're not unique in struggling. We're not unique in having life's challenges. So that does have benefits. I have realized that myself as a consumer, and I would like to think that now that I'm on this side of the camera, I really do hope that from this side of the camera, I can reach out to some of you and let you know that you're not alone. The struggle is real. That's life. But hey, even though we're not in the same room, even though we're not in the same state, same city, not in the same country, you realize that we do have a connection. We are sharing some similar life experiences. And selfie therapy is real. I'm working on it. I hope you're liking it. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Is selfie therapy working for you? I think it's working for me. Yeah? Let me know, guys. Oink, oink. Feral Bachelor out.